Hello, art teachers. This is a demonstration of the pattern exercise I do with kindergartners or first graders as an introduction to pattern before we do our project. I have another video that goes over the whole progression, the videos that we show before we do this, and also the projects that we can do after this. I'm going to do it twice. I'm going to do it the first time close up very quickly for you, the art teacher. But then after that, I'm going to do it slowly and bigger just in case you want to show that in your class. So this is the worksheet that I have. This is easy to make, but you don't really need a worksheet. Sometimes I do it on index cards. Sometimes we just do it free all over a big piece of paper. For the kindergartners, this is usually a second semester or later project when they're ready to follow along step by step, but you can judge your own kids. If you don't think they're ready to fill out a form like this, just using the big piece of paper, doing it free and all over the paper will work a little bit better. So basically this is a guided drawing, and we're going to follow along and put our patterns in these different spots. You can use any drawing tools, even just with pencils. I like to use markers because I combine this exercise with this is their first introduction to markers, and we do our practice of taking the cap off and putting the cap back on. Because we're going to change colors for every square, this allows you to have that practice of sharing the markers and putting the caps back on. And this could be easily done with dry erase boards as well, because you can erase after each pattern and also practice with the markers. So as I said, we've started with some videos. We've looked at our clothes to see what kind of patterns we have. And now we're going to make some patterns. Now, the important thing is about a pattern is that it repeats. Most kindergartners are not going to be able to read these, but sometimes you do find some students that can read, and they can read the boxes for you. So for stripes, does anybody know what a stripe is? It's like a line. Now that is just a line. It's not a stripe yet. To be stripes, to be a pattern, we have to repeat. And then, of course, they can take whatever color they want, and everybody's going to put their stripes in there. For dots, I'm using just quick, small dots. But then for spots, I'm calling those dots. But now for checks, sometimes the students will think that what you're looking for is a check mark. But no, this is what we're going to do for checks. We all know how to do stripes. And stripes go all the way across. I want you to do all those stripes across from one side to another. But then we're also going to make our stripes top to bottom. Sometimes that's called plaid. While I'm doing this, or before, I always like to look around the room and see if we can find anybody wearing any of these patterns. Sometimes you can find them on backpacks or water bottles if they're wearing uniforms. So zigzag is one of my favorite. Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Zigzag, 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 zig. Then we got our spirals. Now you don't want to worry too much about everybody doing this perfectly. A lot of times they'll put it in the wrong boxes, or they'll get so engaged in one pattern that they won't, they'll miss when we move on to the next pattern. That's okay. It's just an easy practice of learning several things. One, that different patterns have different names. And two, of course, that patterns repeat. Anything can be a pattern if it repeats. This also supports their development in regular classroom work as they are learning to put things in certain spaces or write on certain lines or circle a particular thing. They will have been practicing this a lot in their regular classes. So those are my patterns, and then I have 3 mystery patterns. And for these, I let them pick whatever they want. They can put whatever they want in there, but it has to repeat. So they have to do it over and over again. For my sample, I did flowers, spiders, and people. This may take up your whole class, especially with the marker practice, or it may go quickly. If it goes quickly and you have time left, I just give them paper and have them draw pictures with patterns, or you can use the dry erase boards, or what I like to do when I'm getting all cleaned up is use those LCD screens, those little light up drawing toys with the pens, and they draw their patterns there. Now, I'm done talking to you, and I'm going to talk to the kids. Hello, friends. Today, we're going to make some patterns. Our first pattern is going to be a stripe. S-T-R-I-P-E. Stripe. Do you know how to make stripes? They're so easy. I know you know how to make a line. A stripe starts from one side and it goes all the way across. But this is a pattern, so you can't only have one. A pattern repeats. So you have to do the same thing over and over. You can have your stripe go all the way across one way, or you can have stripes that go up and down. You can have stripes that go diagonally. I want to see you make some stripes. Our next pattern is going to be dot. D-O-T dot. Can you make a dot? Of course you can. Look how tiny that is. But that's just one dot. That's not a pattern yet. To make a pattern, you have to make lots of dots. Now I'm making my dots pretty small. You can make your dots a little bit bigger, but don't make them too big. We're going to make some big ones in a minute, but I'm going to put dots all over my page. Dot, 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 dot. You can make hundreds of dots. Now we're going to try a pattern that's a little bit bigger. This is going to be spot. S-P-O-T, spot. And my spots are going to be like dots, only bigger. And your spots don't have to be round. You can make your spots in different shapes. You can make your spots in different colors. But remember, if it's going to be a pattern, there has to be a lot of them. It has to repeat. Spot, spot, spot. Our next pattern is a check. C-H-E-C-K. Check. Now you may know the check mark. That's one kind of check, but we're going to do a different kind of check. This check is made out of stripes. And I know you know how to do stripes. Stripes go all the way across from one side to the other. These aren't checks yet. These are just stripes. Now I'm going to make some stripes that go the other way. And see how we're making all those squares? That's what we call check. And that is a fun pattern to make because you can use two different colors. This is one of my favorite patterns. Zig, zag. Z-I-G-Z-A-G. Zigzag. You can even put a little dash there to connect those two words. Now a zigzag is like a stripe, but it goes up, down, zigzag, 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 zig. And then I'm going to do that again because, of course, a pattern has to repeat. Zigzag, 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 zig. Zigzag, 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 zig. Who's ready for the spiral? S-P-I-R-A-L. Spiral. A spiral goes around and around and around. I like to start in the middle and go around and around and around to the outside, but you can also start at the outside and go around and around and around to the inside. Spirals can go in or they can go out, and they can keep going and going and going. So let's see you make some spirals. Do you know of any animals in the shape of a spiral? That's right, a snail. A snail lives in a spiral shell. A squiggle is a long word, and it is a long pattern. A squiggle is kind of a crazy pattern. You don't know where it's going to go. Oh no, it's going all over, and sometimes it crosses. Oh, on and on and on. And it repeats in all sorts of crazy, curly ways. Squiggling and squiggling and all those lines all over the place. And then when you look back at your squiggle to see what repeated, you can see, oh, I see some loops that repeated, and I see some curves that repeated, and some bumps and some corners. A squiggle is a very fun pattern. Our next pattern is going to be a star. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to make stars. Don't worry, stars don't have to be perfect. My first star is going to start with a plus sign, and then I'm going to draw an X. Plus and X, plus and X, plus and X, plus and X, and that's how I can make stars. But there's another way to make stars. You can make stars like a pointy circle. It's kind of like drawing a circle, but you put points as you go all the way around. And don't worry, these kind of stars can have all different number of points. You could have 4 points or 5 points, or you could have so many points. These are all great ways to make stars, if you like that kind of star. Now here is star number 3. This is a little bit trickier. It takes 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that one takes some practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can try that one, but don't worry if it doesn't come out perfect. The important thing is that if it's a pattern, you're going to make lots of. Which kind of star do you like best? Now, if the star was a little tricky, I bet you're going to find the heart a lot easier. H-E-A-R-T, heart. I like to make my hearts one side and the other. You can make very tall hearts. You can make very fat hearts. You can make hearts that are smaller and bigger. Your hearts do not have to be perfect. But if it's going to be a pattern, what do you have to do? You have to make your hearts over and over and over. You have to make lots of hearts. Now we have done so many different patterns, but is that all the patterns in the world? No. A pattern can be anything that repeats. So I'm gonna make a flower pattern or spider pattern. Creepy. Yikes, that's a lot of spiders. How about a people pattern? If I draw 1 or 2, those are just people. But if I draw a lot, all in a row, that's a pattern. That's a lot of people in my pattern. Another pattern my students like to make is the smiley face. That's an easy one. Patterns are a good way to practice drawing. And my last pattern to be the sun. I've got a big circle in the middle, and then I've got all the rays of the sun shining out. Now that you know how to make patterns, what kind of art can you make with your patterns? I bet it's going to be great. So as I said in the beginning, there is a video that shows how I use this pattern exercise as part of my larger pattern curriculum. And I also have these fun animal pattern videos that you might enjoy. I'm Heidi Howe. I make videos for art teachers. I'd love to see how your students interpret this lesson. I love when people share photos here in the comments or on my Facebook.